globalization, normally, it talks about economic globalization. Sabi ko nga nung previous meeting natin o yung last meeting natin, many of our topic may connections sa economics. Because globalization, it deals with rules, policies, no, yung mga procedures, some practices, etc. So if you're going to look at with the picture, it seems you already see, no, nakikita nyo po dalawang kamay form a globe, which is a representation of a unity, solidarity, cooperation, peace, and many ways. Meaning they are joining on one and one or joining hand in hand in order to achieve a better understanding of what is globalization. So as I said kanina, it is increasingly global relationship kasi when we say globalization, the partner of globalization is technology. Okay? So without technology, there is no such thing term or such thing as a term globalization. Kasi without the term globalization, 'di ba? Or without technology, wala yung term na globalization. Now, why we mention the relationship to culture? Now, generally when we say culture, it is a bigger perspective. It talks about practices, the way how people dealt with, kung paano sila gumagawa in a community or a certain organization. So, in short, there are times that there are rules na sometimes hindi siya applicable to certain point. So, yung people, nagkakaroon minsan ng different adjustment, changes, and many ways. And in fact, in some point, may mga perspective tayo na hindi rin natin siya nagagawa. In fact, there are also other rules na in some point, if the culture was there or implemented, nagkakaroon din siya ng impact with the activity of the people, of the person. So, meaning to say, yung culture kasi may involvement ng people. Okay? Yung people, nagmamaterialize yan sa galaw din ng mga practices na meron. So kapag may galaw sa practices at yung tao, may impact yan sa economic development. Now, it is generally used the term globalization as economic globalization. So, the global distribution as mentioned natin kanina and production of goods and services, ito yung mga makikita natin, madalas na mapag-uusapan. So, one of the objective of globalization is the reduction of barriers. Kailangan nating tanggalin po yung mga barriers na yan. Kasi sabi ko kanina, nakaka-apekto yan sa tao, sa culture, at doon sa economic activity. Kaya yung picture natin, mapapansin nyo, naka-form siya as a globe. Okay? Normally, this reduction of barrier, normally ito po ay naka-focus, no, to in some local but generally for international. Bakit? Kasi nung araw, ang mga tao laging nagwi-wish pag nakakita ng litrato, movie, alimbawa sa isang advertisement sa movie o kaya sa dyaryo o kaya sa advertisement sa isang radio pala o radio and television, nakikita nila. Minsan tayo sinasabi natin, kailan kaya magkakaroon sa atin? Kailan kaya magkakaroon dito? Diba? Parang nagwi-wish tayo na sana matikman ko rin yan. Diba? Ganun tayo. So normally nung araw ako, nung bata kami, pag gusto kong kumain halimbawa ng mga fast food product, pupunta pa kami ng Recto, kasi yung Recto, popular yan, pupunta kami ng Recto, ang gusto kong manood kami, kunyari kami, gusto namin manood ng sine, pupunta kami ng Recto, no, Avenida, tapos pag gusto namin bumili ng mga ham no araw, pupunta kami sa Quiapo, ganun yung mga setup, puro Manila. So ang haba nung traveling time, di ba? Parang doon mo lang siya mabibili kasi parang doon lang siya. So ito yung impact ng ano, ito yung yung sagot ng globalization. With the globalization, sabi natin, they wanted to put those things, no, yung mga kulang na yan sa inyong area. And or if not in your area, is to give us, to deliver more products, sabi nga. Ibig sabihin, magpo-produce tayo ng maraming products. Para yung dating limited resources, ngayon, everybody can afford to buy. Now, in a lower prices. Okay. Now, as I said kanina, partner ni globalization is technology. That's why you can see from the picture itself, the globe is surrounded by technology. So, nandyan ang laptop. Because globalization, ang thinking ni globalization is the fastest development. Ibig sabihin ng fastest development, produce yan as the fastest as they can. Because ang thinking ng globalization is to give so to give satisfaction with the people at the same time also to earn more profit business. Okay? So kailangan sumusunod tayo sa trend na mas mabilis. However, the other picture, as you can see, this is the two kind of world. Okay? The two kind of world we are facing right now. And this two world, no, the world po is divided into two. And this is what we call now as the world north region and the south regions. Okay. Dati ang tawag diyan, ang mundo dinivide ni Papal Gregory, no? I forgot yung ano niya, no? Si Papal Gregory the 18 ata siya, basta anyway, basta si Papal Gregory. Hinati ang mundo sa east and west. Later on, yung east and west tinawag nating rich and poor. So wala na pong rich and poor ang tawag kasi may discrimination eh, 'di ba? So ngayon ang tawag north region or northern regions and southern regions or south region or region of the south, okay? So ano ibig sabihin niyan? To make it short, yung south po mga poor countries. Ang north po mga rich countries. These are the European countries. So you can see already from the picture, no? Ano po ang ibig sabihin niyan? Sa north, you can see naka-coat and tie with much touchy case, may pera yan. Ibig sabihin, they have money, they can buy everything, they can produce technology so that products may be faster, no? And develop and more development. So wala silang problema. But the problem only, no, facing by the northern region is that they don't have raw materials. They don't have enough space. Okay? Hindi sila nakakapagtanim. So where are they going to get those things na kailangan nila? So since they have money, they can acquire it from the southern regions, yung pong south. And the Philippines belong to the south. So ang problema ngayon ni person na nakaupo is, ano ako pagtatanim? Wala akong pera. May lupa ako, pero hindi ako makapagtanim. So therefore, kailangan ng tulong ng north. Kaya lang nangyayari, di ba? Lalong nagiging mahal ang produkto. By the way, sa South, they produce the best product. During that time, the most popular is the silk. Kaya may popular na Silk Road. And also, the cottons. Okay? That's why they call it the king cottons. They are all profitable. They are all first product na normally ine-export and dine-develop into a finished product. Kung familiar kayo sa Lorax movie, the movie of Lorax or the Lorax movie, parang ganun ang story. 'Di ba? From scratch to bigger and then later on nag-away sila, 'di ba? Naging greedy yung tao, etc. Then later on na-realize niya yung importance pala niya. So, ito yung nangyayari ngayon sa atin. Nasa hangad natin sa maraming development pero meron tayong nane-neglect later. Okay, so dahil ang North po ay fast mag-isip, ibig sabihin they're thinking, no, always thinking of a new, no, development. Kasi nila mabilis. So sobrang bilis, kailangan ng mga equipment, technology. Ayan po yun. So with the use of technology like laptop, meron na tayong makipag-communicate. In fact, ngayon, we can order our product through online. We have the telecommunication, 'di ba? Yung telebanking, 'di ba? Ano pa ba? And many things. Ibig sabihin, may mga transaction na tayo na no need to go to the certain area, certain place, certain bank, no? Just to buy the product, pwede na tayo. So ganito yung nagiging setup. Okay. Now, with the age of the widespread development, so one of the important things that they develop is the infrastructure. Okay? Kasi sabi nga, if you have a technology and yet the infrastructure was not good, hindi mo madi-deliver yung product ng maigi, right? So that's why the European countries, they started to create steam engines. And the first country who developed steam engines was United Kingdom, London, or Great Britain. Actually kasi pag sinabi natin United Kingdom, 4 na bansa ang tinutukoy doon, di ba? Let's make it Great Britain na lang or London na lang muna. So talas isa lang man din sila. So sila yung nag-start. So with the mind of their economists, great economists John Keynes, sina Adam Smith, 'di ba? Yan yung mga yan eh sila. Pero sina Keynes, ito yung contemporary. Sila yung medyo naganda, marami silang mga dinidevelop, 'di ba? So sabi ko nga sa inyo, laging puro bago. Now, Great Britain normally they produce metals, nickel. So talagang mga metal yung kaya nilang gawin. Gumagawa sila ng cannons, mga bridge no made of metals, sa kanila nga yung bridge na umaangat, 'di ba? At saka mga relays ng tren at saka yung steam engine sa kanila galing 'yan. Now, ang Great Britain po no or ang English people, hindi sila maramot. In fact, they share their thoughts. They share their what they have. So, meron isang bansa na nangangarap na maging superpower. Ayan po yung Amerika, the youngest one. But before, Great Britain po is considered the most powerful or the superpower country. Okay. Kaya kung bakit sinabing superpower, kasi sa record mismo, ang England ay maraming mga na-conquer or na-colonize na country, di ba? Some of it in European and some African countries, marami po sila. Kaya superpower sila. Okay, so as I said, hindi maramot si Great Britain, kaya sinishare nila yung thoughts. But again, go back with it. So one of the example is the development of infrastructure, kaya tignan nyo. So they started to build yung mga relays ng tren sa mismong paanan, the footstep ng mga mountains. Kasi di ba mga tren nila nasa pinakapaanan ng bundok, di ba? Kaya mo mag-travel kung saan. Yan po 'yon, di ba? Because they wanted to deliver the product no as many as they can. Dahil nung araw, kotse, ilan lang yung kaya isakay. Kung 1,000 families sa isang area darating yung sasakyan mo, 50 peraso lang yung daladala mo, 'di ba? Naubos. So hindi lahat ng tao nakaka-avail. Hindi lahat ng places na napapadala mo yung product. So, as a businessman, you're also thinking of a ways on how you're going to deliver your product as many as you can para mas maraming bumili at makabili. So, that's why they started to create this dahil sa isang trend, kaya mag-load ng tons of products. So, ayan. Okay? Even America, they started to adopt that no, kasi nakuha nga yung idea, they share kasi ng England, kaya they also build the trains, no, infrastructure sa kanilang area. Now, the history of globalization started way back. No? Sabi nga natin, civilization, they said it started from the Indus Valley Civilization. Alam naman natin yan kung mapapansin nyo. Okay, so makikita ninyo yung way of traveling that time is by means of land and water. Kaya mapapansin nyo sa world history, maraming mga countries na mayaman, they started to build mga vessels, diba? And even some of them nagkakaroon po ng marathon, no? O yung tinatawag nating caravan, hindi pala marathon, caravan, no? Na nakasakay sila sa camels, no? Or horse as their mode of communication nila or transportation. So mapapansin nyo, no, naka-backdoor lang yan, they walk no, from one places to another just to share selling their product and also to get also products from them no, and also selling to their area. Ganyan yung setup. And the popular civilization that time, of course, nandiyan ang Egypt, Greece, Roman Empire, no, the Parthian, and the Han Dynasty. They are all both popular civilization and they thought they have what we call the best things no in their hand, ibig sabihin sa kanilang area. So yun ang alam nila. But suddenly, sabi nga natin, when people started to walk no and looking for other areas through the so-called itong mga yan no Central Asia etc., dito na discover yung tawag na Silk Road. As I said kanina, the first product that was considered as they bartered to other area is the silk and the cotton. So alam natin yung impact ng silk, bakit importante, fashion. Kaya yung fashionista ang tawag natin ngayon. So the more you have a beautiful dresses, the more attractive yan, 'di ba? Sabi nga natin. So ayan. So through the so-called transportation na camel, no? Ayan, naglalakad sila using that one just to sell, bring that product to their area and also brought, no? Dinadala din nila yung mga product na yan. So with the Silk Road, sabi nga natin, and very popular din po ito sa China, no? Everybody is actually waiting for this kind of product. Kasi nga, every style, in a different area, there are what you call different style. So once they see or saw a certain product, syempre mas na bibili na matindi. So what is the impact of it? So the Islamic period in the Middle Era is an important epoch. Particularly the Jewish and the Muslims, they are the first traveling merchant, no? Bukod sa Chinese people sa ating area, sa Asian people, no, Asian area, ang mga Jewish po ang Muslim ay talagang mga traveling merchant. They travel from one place to another just to bring the products, selling their products, no, to their other countries. So the purpose of selling their products is also to talk with other people. Having said, sabi ka natin kanina, aside from talking with them, so po nagkakaroon din sila ng mga policies, means sabihin, mga rules, no, mga agreement. So nandun na yung papasok yung mga uh, magiging setup nila. So ayan. So you were able to talk with other people, no? And then promising that you will bring something, even others naman, they can share with you their products just to bring it also to your home, etc. So forth. So vice versa. Okay? So since there are a lot of people are trying to move from one places to another, looking for the best place, best product, etc., one of the best example of exploration was the time or during the time of Marco Polo. Marco Polo is a navigator from Italy. And when he went to China, he thought that everything can be found only in Europe. But suddenly when he arrived in China, he was shocked. No? And then later on in his book, he mentioned that China is the light of Asia. Kasi bakit ko sinabing na shock siya? Dahil marami pala siyang mga bagay na nakita sa China na wala sa kanyang lugar. So paper was invented in China, and Chinese people that time, they used the paper as part of their calligraphy art, diba? Mga nila, even in lantern, umbrella, fan, etc. Ang daming gamit yan. So, in that case, the first postal was introduced, or the postal service was introduced, no? Yung invention ng paper. Okay? So, with that paper, no, nagkaroon tayo ng postal. Many people are, kumbaga, they are very happy, no, to see that paper kasi you are not only, no, getting information from one person to another, but also you are parang encouraging you, no, to go to that area. Kasi halimbawa, si Kate, sinulatan ko, o tatanungin ko, Kate, kamusta ka? O halimbawa, ito si Gabriel, kamusta ka? O, di ba? O ito si Troy na merong kausap, kamusta ka? Sinong kausap mo? Ha? Oh, nakatingin ka sa taas, sino yung kausap mo diyan? So, syempre sabi mo mabuti naman po kahit hindi po may iba po akong kausap, o di ba? So, kumbaga nagse-sharing kami ng idea kahit hindi tayo nagse-share ng idea. Because sabihin, kamusta ka na dyan? Maganda ba place mo? O dito, ganyan-ganyan, maraming ganito, maraming ganyan. O sasabihin halimbawa ni Angel, oo ma, marami din dito, o marami dito mangga, marami ganito, di ba? So, kung maraming mangga kina Angel, so mapapaisip pa, uy, parang magandang inegosyo yung mangga mo, Angel ah. O, di ba? Parang maganda. Pwede ba ako pumunta dyan? Pwede ba ako umangkat ng mangga mo, Angel? O syempre, oo, di ba? So, in short, it's a good news. Di ba? May reaction ka dahil parang gusto mo, meron kang eagerness to go to that area because you have a purpose, no? Meron kang objective. That's why the impact of paper is as more and more people started traveling to various countries across the world, it led to more communication between people and intermingling of languages. So tinan mo yung mga tao, nag-uunahan sila, no? Makapunta, nagtatakbuhan sila. Because their objective is not only to communicate, to whatever, but there is a bigger perspective, bigger objective. And look at our map, no? I mean the globe. Dati yan surrounded by green. But because of the new ideas, people tend to look for the best. Expand their ideas. Through globalization, they started to build industries. Na? At yung globe natin, mapapansin nyo, may mga nagsulputan ng mga buildings. Diba? This is what you call the beginning of what we called, diba, Industrial Revolution. So dahil marami ng taong pumunta, a lot of explorers, no, trying again to go to the different area to explore. Kaya nga sina Magellan, Columbus, etc. and so forth. And they established a trade links to that area. And in fact, in the case of the Philippines, we were colonized by Spain. And from colonizing of Spain, nag-introduce sila ng kanilang mga cultural practices, mga procedures and policies, and many things and so forth. That's why, sa ating part, it's a bad fate, no? Hindi magandang tadhana kasi masama yung naging epekto sa atin dahil ang daming negative on the part of Spanish that time. Hindi naman lahat, pero syempre, nakita naman natin sa history natin. Pero ito yung sinasabi lang natin. Okay? So as I said, with this, nagkaroon po ng Industrial Revolution. Okay? And that was in 19th century, was one of the major period in the history of globalization. Due to the Industrial Revolution, there was a significant increase in the quantity and quality of the products. So dating kokonti, ngayon inisip ng mga businessmen, mag-produce na mag-produce. Kaya tignan nyo po yung picture natin sa taas. Dati yung maraming puno. Ngayon dahil yung mentality ng tao, mag-create, mag-invent, etc. etc. Nakita ninyo, nabawasan na, wala na yung puno. Nakita nyo, crowded na. Mayroon ng company, mayroon ng factory, at nagpo-produce na siya ng hindi maganda. So in short, may positive and negative yung globalization. Okay? Positive in the sense that you're helping the people. No? Kasi yung tao, they're working, they need money, and that money, while working, of course, they will receive money from the work, no? And then they can buy products. So magsusurvive sila. Okay? But however, the other side of it, may nagsasuffer. And that is the environment. So SDG affected on 3 pillars. And one of it is economic, ang environment. Kasi economic, environment, and socio. O socio-economic. Yan yung apekto. So ito apektado environment. Diba? Nasisira. Because everything that we are producing is coming from the environment. Okay? So ngayon, sabi ko nga the industrial industrial revolution yan. So ang tendency mag-produce kasi ang perspective ng mga business is magkaroon ng profit. That's why, ayan, tignan nyo, ang daming Colgate. Toothpaste. Dati ang toothpaste asin lang, walang toothbrush, kinakaskas lang ng tao. Diba? Ngayon, mamili ka. Pag sinabi ko, halimbawa kay Troy, bilan mo nga ako ng toothpaste. Ma'am, ano pong brand? Diba? Ma'am, ano gusto nyo? Blue, red, anong color? Di ba may mga ganyan na tayo ngayon? Maanghang po ba? Maitim po ba? O alin? Di ba may mga charcoal ngayon, salty, di ba may mga flavor. Noong araw wala naman flavor eh. Ang halo lang ng toothpaste parang baking soda ata, parang bumubula, may sabon, parang ganun ata ang content doon. But anyway, so ayan. Di ba? So European market, so with the colonization, lots of countries across the world become consumers of European. Correct. Tayo nga lang di ba? Mas prepare natin ang Western products, American products. Tanong nyo na lang ang sarili nyo, di ba? Yan po yon. So the pace of pre-globalization perhaps came to an end after the First World War. Kasi nung araw hindi pa naman apektado ang tao Kaya gawa ng gawa, di ba? Payabangan. Nung naisip na yung gera-gera, ayan, nakita nila yung effect. Tapos hindi pa na kontento, nag-World War II pa. Ngayon parang gusto uli ng Western na yan, American na yan, maggera na naman tayo. Hindi na nadala, talaga nag-uubos ng buhay ng tao o nagbabawas ng tao yata. Anyway. Okay. So, sabi nga natin, the objective of globalization is for the reduction of barriers. Kung hindi man reduction, to settle yung mga disputes, mga kung ano-ano. So yung world countries, na tinatawag natin mga actors of their country, what they did is, nagkaroon sila nag-join and hand in hand sila, and they talk about, why don't we open the world trading to everyone? Diba? Para bakit tayo mag-usap, bakit hindi na tayo magkaisa na buksan natin yung world para sa lahat, para lahat magkaroon ng trading, free trade na tinatawag. Kaya ayan, nag-usap-usap sila, buong mundo. Okay? So globalization in a modern sense of term came into existence after the Second World War. Kasi lahat naman yan naiisip kapag may epekto na Noong una, iba yung naramdaman natin, World War I. Kasi payabangan ng mga tao noon pa, ng mga bansa, di ba? Tapos ng World War II, pataasan ng ego, di ba? Kumbaga, pag natapakan ng ego, sugod. Ganyan na nangyayari. Parang gayon din, huwag naman sana, kawawa tayo, di ba? Pero anyway, so ito yung nangyari. So they talk about whatever, kung ano man maging policy na. And it so happened then, and a lot of countries that time, like India, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, and as other countries of South America, they gained their independence. So ibig sabihin, parang, parang pwede tayo mag-encourage. Kasi to be honest, some people around the world, no, when they go to other places, nakikita nila na parang, uy, maganda ito ah. Bakit kaya wala pa to sa bansa namin? Diba? Bakit kaya hindi ito i-export? O kaya i-import ng bansa namin para naman magkaroon din opportunity. Di ba ganun nangyayari? Kaya tayo minsan tayo mga Pinoy, di ba, bumibili ng product, tapos dadali natin kasi wala sa atin yan, papasalubong sa atin. Minsan sabihin natin, sana meron din sa Pilipinas na ganito para hindi na tayo bibili sa ibang bansa. Di ba ganyan yung mga wish natin? So, with this, ito yung ginawa ng mga leaders, no, mga actors of that countries, sabi nga natin. Pag sinabi kong actors, ito po yung mga leaders nila. So they started to build the United Nations through the term the word Bretton Woods. Pakibasa po yung Bretton Woods, ha, kasi nandun po yung story na yan. Yung Bretton Woods po yan ay usapan ng mga leaders. Nagkandak sila ng isang meeting para nga pag-usapan yung mga problems o dispute or barriers from the trading. Kasi napansin nila na bakit hindi natin bigyan ng chance ibang bansa na mag-trade? Bakit tayo na lang, di ba, lagi nilang mga mayamang bansa na lang, paano naman ibang bansa na may mga magandang quality ng product? So, sabi nila, sige, isama natin. So, pero let's have a rules pertaining for that. So, ayan ang mangyari. So, they started to create the United Nations, and one of the umbrella of the organization of United Nations is the World Trade Organization. Okay? So, as I said kanina, the main purpose of this World Trade Organization is to settle yung mga trade and commercial disputes. Para everybody's happy, every countries of the world can trade in a free trade system. Kaya lang, ngayon, napapansin natin, parang hindi naman nangyayari yung free trade kasi yung Amerika may sarili silang policy. Later, pag-uusapan natin yung Trump policy na yan. So, with this agreement of United Nations through the so-called World Trade Organization. By the way, hindi lang World Trade Organization ang na-build that time, ha. Nandyan din po ang IMF, nandyan din po ang ILO, yung International Labor Organization, nandyan din po ang World Health, and many things, no? Kaya lang, ang naging first talaga nila is the World Trade. Kasi trading. So, with an open policy, yung free trade, nagsulputan po yung mga products na yan. Okay? Yung mga products po na yan, although nakikita nyo, mark, tindahan. Ibig sabihin, sa loob ng tindahan, maraming produktong ibinebenta. Diba? So, a lot of people can now buy the products. Hindi na siya limited. Okay? So, kung titignan yung mundo, dati, konti lang yung tubo ng mga establishment. Ngayon, ang dami-dami ng bridge na nagko-connect sa lahat. Advantages, dahil again, as I said, everybody has now opportunity to buy. We can buy anything kasi nga yung competition is there, no? Free competition is advantage because having a free competition, it means there's an opportunity to everyone to buy the product in a lower prices. Tama? Kaya lang sa atin, the more the product we have, the prices that the high we have also. Tama? Tumataas din siya para hindi bumababa. I don't know kung paano nyo na-obserbahan. Dumadami product pero tumataas din ang presyo. Di ba dapat dumadami ang product, bumababa dapat ang presyo. Parang sa atin baligtad. O, di ba? Nakakatawa. Pero anyway. So, kung titignan nyo itong mundo, Walmart is American product. Therefore, kung i-conclude nyo yan, ang world po ay kinonquer ng American product. Tama? Tignan nyo, lahat ng kinakain nyo, American product. Except yung mga pan-Chinese at saka Korean. Fast food. Kumakain kayo ng McDonald's, Popeyes, KFC, Burger King, Army Navy. Coffee, Starbucks. Ma'am Horton po, Canadian, Western pa rin. But generally speaking, most likely, some of you, majority of you, Starbucks. Ano pa ba? What else? Music. Ano bang mga music na favorite nyo? Movies! Ano ba movies na pinapanood nyo? Nasabihin na naman ni Kate, ma'am, local movies. Oh, really? Diba? I mean to say, almost all. Diba? Almost all of our life. Sa life natin, I mean to say, yung, yung practices natin o yung way of purchasing the product, lahat po yan. It's American product. Ito yan. Ito sinasabi. Kinonquer na tayo. And naging advantage yan during the meeting. No? Sabi ko kanina, or hindi ko pa nasasabi, ang meeting po yan dapat mangyayari sa Great Britain. As I said, superpower siya. But the Great Britain refused not to conduct, no, to accept that invitation na sa kanila mag-conduct ng meeting. Parang i-held yung area, the venue. Sabi nila kasi meron silang mga important na kailangan ma-settle muna. So they offered it to America. Sabi ko nga kanina, yung America, mayabang, nagpapakitang gilas, so in-accept niya. Challenge actually, na-challenge, so in-accept. However, meron siyang kapalit kapag in-accept. Hindi man lang direktang sabing may kapalit, pero alam natin yung naging benefit. Number 1, ano naging benefit po? Food invasion. Most of the product now, American products. Mapa-gadget, mapa-damit, mapagkain, etc. Diba? American products. Language that we're using in terms of communication abroad, interviews, American English. Why not British English or Old English? Money that we are using for export or in trading, dollar. Kasi sabi niyo, ay kaya po pala dollar yung ginagamit ngayon pan-trade. Yes! Because it gives advantage, no, to a country na naging venue ng Bretton Woods meeting. And right now, pinoproject ng Amerika, I am a superpower country. Diba? But reality, kayo na lang bahala na lang kayo. Tuso yung mga Amerikano na yan. Hindi po ako galit, pero yun po katotohanan. Huwag tayo magpapaloko, pero marami sa atin naloloko. Okay? So again, go back with it. So ayan po yung nag-advantage. Kaya pag nakita nyo po yung globo, yung bandera ng Amerika nasa likuran, tapos yung stripe ng bandera ng Amerikang red, nakapalibot sa globe. It means the world is actually conquered by America. Yan po yun. Sana nabivisualize niyo yung sinasabi ko. So what are the factors which have put a positive impact? So number 1, promotion of free commerce and trade. Di ba, dami mga advertisement ngayon. Kaya nga tinan nyo, pati television invaded na lahat. Mas madami pa yung commercial kaysa sa pinapanood natin. Diba? Kayo na mag-isip, isang oras dapat palabas. Pero bunibilang, ako sa totoo lang, ang probinsyano ba yun? Yung kay Coco Martin. So, noon natin nanonood ako noong nakaraan taon. Ngayon, tinamad na ako kasi parang walang katapusan na, parang walang kamatayan to si Coco Martin, Anyway, alam nyo, binilang ko kasi may nagsabi sa akin estudyante na dati, ma'am, alam nyo ba, ang Batang Quiapo, ang haba-haba ng commercial, sabi niyo, ma'am, maabot ka po ng 28 to 32, 32 advertisement. Talaga? Naigno ako. Binilang ko, ay, oo, totoo nga. 26, 27, 28, umaabot siya ng ganun. Commercial sa isang labasan. Tapos, bibilangin mo lang yung pelikula mismo, yung lang, ilang minuto lang, wala pang 1 minute and, wala pang 2 minutes, tapos na kaagad. Tapos mga 3 o 4 yata o 5 pakita, mamaya commercial na. Again, that's business, you can see. No? Hindi siya free, 'di ba? Hindi siya matatawag na free advertisement, promotion, pero makikita ninyo halos lahat ng products, no? Kasi ngayon, lahat may bayad. Next, number 2, abolition of various double taxes. Ito hindi ko masasabi sa inyo ma-abolish tong double taxes na to kasi kahit sa Pilipinas may double taxes. Okay? Yung tariff na yan, very common. Ito yung nakakatawa kasi yung presidente natin si PBBM, proud pa siyang sinabi na 19% na lang ang tariff tax na binabayaran natin sa Amerika. My God, kung talaga marunong ka makipag-dealing, dapat binaba mo pa sa mababang percentage. Tuwan-tuwa ka sa na nabawasan ng 1%. Eh alam mo naman ng mga businessman, di ba, saan babawiin yung mawawala sa kanila? Di ba sa tao, di niya, ewan ko lang, ako kahit hindi ako talaga purong ekonomista, pero sinasabi ko lang, ang chain reaction nun, ang businessman mautak saan ibabawas yan, saan niya kukunin. Sa tao, ibebenta yung product sa mga Pilipino sa mahal na presyo. O di bawing-bawi niya, kaya minsan sasabihin sale, di naman sale. Tignan nyo presyo, doble ang presyo. Kaya di ba maging practical, titignan ninyo ang maigi. Kaya maganda yung nagtatanong, magkano? Pag mahalipat. Pagtatanong tayo, magkano? Dito, ang lipat. Hanggang sa makarating tayo sa mura. Tawad-tawad. Kaya okay yung ganun tawad-tawad. Di ba? Number 3, reduction. Ako naluwala pa. Reduction of transport costs. Ayan. And also development of infrastructure. So dapat kailangan natin yan. Build projects. Sa panahon ni President Duterte, may build program. Sa panahon ngayon, ano na na-build? Meron ba? Wala na lang kayo. Sasabihin niya sa kanya, program pa yan ng dating administration. Actually, before Duterte, meron pang administration. Pinagpapatuloy lang, huwag niya i-credit sa kanya dahil ang original program yan, mga previous presidents pa. 'Di ba? Creation of global corporation. Yan, marami po niyan, no? Mga tinatawag nating international corporations, no? Ito yung mga INC, no? Yung incorporated Ibig sabihin, ito yung mga sample natin diyan is in the case of the Philippines, we have San Miguel Corporation. 'Di ba? Kasi marami kasi entities, no, na naka-cover up sa San Miguel Corporation. Blends of culture and tradition across the countries. So we are very happy for that, no? Because the Philippines known to be as the melting pot of Asia. Ibig sabihin, puntahan po tayo ng iba't ibang races. No? Kaya yung blend of culture nasa atin, yung tradition, no? Even languages. Kahit yung mga mukha natin, iba-iba. Di ba? Kasi blended tayo ng iba't ibang culture. Question? Okay. So, let's proceed tayo with the theory. So globalization is a spread of world, no, wide practices or practice, also included relations, consciousness, and also organization of social life. So when we say social organization, we're referring to different organizations that was established, of course, in the United Nations, ASEAN, yan yung mga sample ng mga organization natin, and many things. Now, according to Robinson in 2007, his theory said that developmental is an internal to social theory. It means there is a reaction to the modernization theory. Ibig sabihin, sa lahat ng mga pagbabago natin, may mga reactions tayo. And that reaction is that, number 1, nagiging Western bias tayo. Or Western bias. Okay? So, paano tayo nagiging Western bias? Diba? Kahit mali na, minsan pro pa rin tayo. Maraming mga instances po yan. Second, the preeminence accord to West. No? Yung pagiging mukhang Western natin. Kahit hindi naman tayo mukhang hindi Western, pinipiling natin maging Western tayo. And the rest of the world increasingly becoming like a West. Di ba? Kahit mainit sa Pilipinas, meron po sa atin nagsusuot na nakaboots. May mga Pilipino, mainit sa Pilipinas, alam naman natin sobrang init o mainit, nagsusuot coat and tie. Gets nyo ibig ko sabihin? Kumbaga parang pinapakita natin, ma'am, kasi yun yung part ng sa business. Siyempre, okay, let's say, no. Pero yung iba kasi minsan, hindi na nagiging appropriate. Alam naman natin yung climate natin, alam naman natin yung culture, etc. And some point, meron po talaga as sumusunod sa trend na meron na pinapakita sa Western na hindi naman dapat, 'di ba? Minsan natatawa tayo, 'di ba? Minsan kagaya bawa, yung buhok natin, kahit hindi bagay na magpa-blonde, nagpapa-blonde. 'Di ba? Basta mapiling natin na blonde tayo. Ito yung mga sample ko lang, no? Na in some point nagiging West tayo dahil mas ina-adapt natin yung Western style at kinakalimutan natin yung our own culture. Na however sa Western countries naman, mas ina-adapt naman nila yung practice culture natin, iniiwanan naman nila yung culture nila, pero tayo ina-adapt natin yung culture nila, tapos iniiwanan natin yung culture natin. So makikita mo, no, nagkakaroon tayo ng conflict. And in fact, reality sa atin, eto yung nangyayari. Nagkaka-conflict talaga. Okay? So, he also mentioned that it can be analyzed, this situation, through cultural. So, tingnan niyo po yung mga practices natin. We were all colonized by Spain, Japan, America, Chinese. That's why you can see sa ating culture, it's a multicultural practices. Okay? Sa economic, tignan nyo rin, wala pong Pilipino ang nagiging great businessman. No? Kaya weak tayo, wala pong nangangahas na maging tycoon. Sino bang Pilipinong tycoon na matatawag natin? Si Villar lang naman yata, 'di ba? But again, in general speaking, some of us, majority of us, mga ano tayo hindi tayo risk taker. Okay? Kaya tingnan mo sa economy, ano lang, gradual lang. Sa politics, napakalakas na impluensya, kaya tingnan ninyo, yung style na ina-adapt natin, western style, pero hindi naman applicable sa need ng mga tao. And even the same as in the institution. Now, another theory, of course, we have is Anthony Giddens, no? As yung theory niya is the runaway world, meaning beyond our control. He said that a close link between globalization daw, there is a risk. Correct, no? Because particularly is the manufacturing. As I said kanina, in globalization, technology. So, kung may technology, manufacturing, no? Sa manufacturing, may technology. Hindi natin pwedeng ituro kagad sa tao yung ganitong klaseng technology, kailangan tinuturo. In fact, kahit sanay na yung tao, in some point, may risk nangyayari. Tama? May nangyayaring hindi maganda, di naiiwasan. So, ito po yung risk niya. Emphasize the role of the West. We always tend to, no? We particularly the US product, no? Tayo, mas preferred natin ng US product. Number 3, increasingly decentered and non-West play larger role. Nandyan din yung globalization undermined local cultures and serve to revive them. Okay? Globalization, as explained also by Anthony Giddens, is the squeeze sideway. Ano ibig sabihin yan? He mentioned that you produce new area that may cut across the nation. So like for example, yung Barcelona in northern part of Spain, pwede yan ma-extend into France. No? Pwedeng puntahan yan. Kasi nga yung uh, yung communication o yung transpo, yung kanilang connectivity is very strong. Since the emergence of global cosmopolitan society, ibig sabihin maraming mga changes. No? Cosmopolitan, ito po yung mga area na nadidevelop into a cities. No? Ng mga kung ano-ano nakikita natin. But in some point, as explained by Giddens, there is a fundamentalist problematic in a cosmopolitan. No? Ang sabi niya, there is an against to Moscow cosmopolitan. Ano po yung against dito? Kasi in a cosmopolitan, it normally linked to violence. Okay, paano yan? Halimbawa lang, sa Makati. Alam natin ang Makati is a high-end area, high-end city yan sa Manila, Metro Manila. Ang alam ng tao, pag pumunta tayo sa Makati, social, maganda, safe and everything. Tama? Yan ang alam natin. But normally, in a city or in a cosmopolitan, may mga changes yan. Meron pong nakalink, no, na violence. Ano po ang sabi natin? Hindi ko sinasabi na sa Makati ay free from any violence. Ibig sabihin mga pag-hold up, pagnanakaw, hindi siya free. 'Di ba? Ibig sabihin, mas prone pa nga eh. Tama po ako? Mas maraming magnanakaw, maraming mananakaw, maraming maho-hold up. Kasi nandito yung perspective ng tao na maraming pera dito, pwede tayong mag-hold up. By the way, speaking of hold up, ingat-ingat po tayo dyan sa may tabi ng McDonald's, no? Papunta doon, ano ba yan? Yung papuntang, ano nga yun? Painasal. Tama ba ako? May nang-hold up daw dyan. Papalibutan kayo ng 3 lalaki. Kasi may estudyante tayo na pharmacy na hold up. 'Di ba? So ito sample ko lang. 'Di ba? So baka akala natin safe sa Makati dahil visible yung mga opisyalis diyan, mga pulis. Hindi lahat ng pagkakataon kasi sabi ko nga sa inyo, they normally link to violence. Bakit? Maraming iniisip ang tao. Maraming iisipin sila na marami silang makukuha. Gets nyo ibig ko sabihin? 'Di ba? Wala pong tinatawag na safe area. Lalo na kung may nade-develop. Diba? So parang sasabihin nyo, ma'am, ibig sabihin pala sa mga developing country, marami po rin magnanakaw. Hindi ko sinasabing marami, meron. Diba? Kasi sa isang bansa na may magandang development, alam niyo na-attract din yung ibang entity. Ano ibig sabihin na-attract? Na-attract din yung mga bad people. Pupunta sila doon, magsasamantala, 'di ba? Marami silang gagawin na kung ano-anong mga problema. So sila yung magke-create ng problem sa isang cosmopolitan or metropolitan. Diba? Kahit pumunta naman kayo sa mga bansang mayayaman hindi may iwasan at merong mga hindi honest people. Diba? So ito yung mga bad people na tinatawag. Okay? So after this, last ko na to, last theory ko later, check nyo po ang canvas. Then also we have you Ulrich Beck, no? His political and globalization cosmopolitan. So ito po yung sinasabi niya, there is a distinction between globalism and globality. As explained, globalism po is a world dominated by economics. Kasi nandyan yung hegemony of the capitalist world market and a neoliberal ideology. Ibig sabihin, may pumapasok, may nag-exit, may bagong dadating. So ito yung mga tinatawag nating neoliberal ideology. Dito papasok yung there is a winner and loser in the market. Beck involves the so-called mono-casual and linear thinking, meaning wrong to assume global developments reduce a single economic dimension, and sees the world more multidimensional and multi-directional. As I said kanina, in economic world market, all sort of trade barriers, meron po tinatawag na winners and losers in the market. Ano po iyon? Ito po yung mga companies na na-exit at syempre may papasok na bago. Pag bagong players, magiging okay, but later on, mawawala din sila. So, the more you are considered strong, you are the winner to consider. But if you are able to exit, no, nag-eject ka, meaning to say you're a loser. Example, Pop Cola to Coca-Cola. Mas popular si Pop Cola sa madlang people. Pero what happened to Pop Cola? Na-eject sa market. Binili ng Coca-Cola ang franchise ni Pop Cola. Kaya nawala sa market si Pop Cola. Another thing, Texas. Nawala ang Texas, although wala pa Jollibee that time, Texas ang popular. Pero later on, nawala si Texas, sumulpot si Jollibee. What else? Chick Boy. Kung familiar kayo sa Chick Boy, check ninyo. Nawala siya sa market, pero sikat na sikat yan. Kung anong ino-offer ni Jollibee, halos ganun din ang ino-offer ni Chick Boy. Kung nag-o-offer ng congee ang Chowking, meron din ino-offer si Chick Boy. May tokot baboy pa. Maraming kumakain doon, mura pa. Nawala sa market si Chick Boy. Bakit? Binili ni Jollibee. Many people think that si Chick Boy mariretain kasi as another subsidiary of Jollibee. Pero ang ginawa ni Jollibee, pinatay because they wanted to show it to the public that Jollibee is the best food chain. Ano ginawa ngayon ni Jollibee? Binili niya ang franchise ni Mang Inasal. Binili niya di ba? Kung may chicken kang panlaban si Peri Peri, meron din si Jollibee na Mang Inasal. Kung gusto mo ng halo-halo, congee, etc., noodles, nandiyan si Chowking. Di ba? Kung gusto mo ng ano pa ba? Kung gusto mo ng bread, pantapat kay Goldilocks, nandiyan si Red Ribbon. Kung gusto mo naman ng bread, pantapat ng ibang mga food, bread stock, whatever, kung ano man stall yan, bread stop or whatever, meron silang French bread, di ba? Ano pa? So, kung may Starbucks, coffee, di ba? Kasi may Canadian coffee, yan yung Horton, andyan yung Countryside, dito sa may LV, Canadian din po yan. Tapos nandyan po ang ano tawag din itong Starbucks nga, American product. So si Jollibee din, meron din silang coffee. That's the coffee bean. Di ba nakita nyo? I mean to say, if you are strong, you have to project that you are strong. Kung kaya mong i-exit ang mga kalaban, then you have to exit it para ikaw ma-maintain sa market world. That's the essence of capitalist world. So, as I said, there is a winner and a loser according to Ulrich Beck. Globality, nothing to any longer limited to locals. So, ibig sabihin, problema ng local people na apekto ng buong mundo. Globality is a ability to reverse it. No? There is associated with second modernity, and the first modernity declined as a power of nation and the nation border. So, kagaya ng Germany, yung dating East and West, 'di ba? Nagkaroon ng Berlin Wall, nawala na 'yan kasi nagkaroon ng agreement na. Globality and the second modernity po is equal to denationalization. Okay? And then for this distinctive feature ng globality, it mentioned here that everyday life and interaction across the national borders are profoundly affected. Okay? Self-perspective of transnationality in mass media, consumption, and tourism realm. Community, labor, and capital are increasingly faceless. Growing awareness of global ecological dangers and action to be taken dealt with them. Andyan din yung increasingly perception of transcultural others in our lives. Global culture, industries circulate at unprecedented level. And lastly, we have to increase in a number and strength of transnational agreements, including actors, I mean to say the leaders, and as well as the institution. Okay. So dito tayo mag-end up for now because a few minutes, 2 minutes na lang, you will see now in your canvas, paki-check na po ang canvas, your task, no, na kailangan i-accomplish within the time frame up to 5:30